Government of India has come out with the production-linked incentive scheme for auto sector for rupees 25,938 crores over 5 years. The basic objective behind this scheme is that the supply chains which are non-existent or weak in Indian auto sector, how the government scheme, which is a PLI scheme, can act as a catalyst to bring about the structural change which is now inevitable if we look at the changes in global auto sector. See, the global auto sector is today facing biggest disruption since its inception over the last 100 years or so, because as all of us know, till now, auto sector has been ruled by internal combustion engine. But the technological advances in the past few years have now given other options which are now going to change the entire spectrum of auto industry across the globe. So the government has come out with a scheme focused at advanced automotive technologies, which will be applicable both for the ICE vehicles as well as non-IC vehicles. So Indian auto sector, you see, Nabil, all of you know, is a great success story. So today, in numbers, we are at number one in world rankings, is various components, or at number 4 or 5. But in value terms, we are at number 11. So if we look at the advanced automotive components, their share of Indian auto sector production is about 3%, whereas the global percentage of the advanced automotive technologies is about 18% and is likely to go to by 2030 to 30%. So the size of pie of advanced automotive technologies is going to increase immensely. And in India, we have these supply chains which are either weak or non-existent. So the entire scheme's objective is to give a boost, to act as a catalyst, to help the industry to create those supply chains so that in the years to come, Indian auto industry is able to encash the bigger size of pie at the global level to a better extent. If we do not move today, the share of imports in Indian auto sector will grow manifold because the world is changing. So when the writing is on the wall, the world is changing, we ought to see where the future is and we need to move in that direction. That's number one. Number two, on the ICE side, in the 5 years prior to COVID period, we have had investment of about $34.5 billion. Obviously, that's entirely in the ICE side. Because of COVID, the capacity utilization has come down. We have already immense capacity which is underutilized on the ICE side. So there is a need of government encouraging when we have surplus. Secondly, on the ICE side, in value terms, we are very low because we are a mass market, low value, low technology production hub. If on the ICE side, we have to increase our share, we need to do what we have not been doing so far. That is the advanced automotive component. So we need to create higher value, for which we require high tech, for which we require engineering, R&D, product development, and that's what is not happening to the desired extent. So government is encouraging that for the ICE sector. The products which are output of PLI and advanced chemistry cells, which has an outlay of rupees 18,100 crores over 5 years, they will be eligible to get benefit under PLI for auto as well. So it is in addition, an exception has been created. Similarly, for electric vehicles, we have reframed the FAME 2 in last June, which has an outlay of rupees 10,000 crores. So we have again categorically said that you can get benefit of those two as well as FAME. So triple benefit. When we are talking of the new technologies, hydrogen fuel cells and EVs, or even in auto components. We are talking about engineering product development. That is a domain which is going to benefit the startups in a huge way. So, those startups who do that thing would then need to frame some kind of JV or whatever setup business thing to go into production on a large scale. Now, a startup obviously cannot do huge production immediately. So you need pooling of resources. So you have established players and you have the startups. So how we have encouraged startups? We are talking of advanced automotive technologies. So the players today, they are very good established in manufacturing, but they are not, all of them are not as strong today. Like Sanjay said, he's doing 5%. Everybody is not doing 5%. So those who are not doing 5% of turnover on R&D, they can coordinate with the startups. So the startups bring that engineering and product development, the manufacturers encash that, and both of them take benefit of the scheme. In the Ministry of Heavy Industries, over the last 1 year, we have launched 6 tech innovation platforms, 2 of which are through ARI Pune and ICAT, entirely auto. Third is with the IIT Chennai, then CMTI, and so on and so forth. There we have brought about 50,000 people, that's the youth, the academia, the engineers, and the product developers and entrepreneurs. So all of them combined, they pool their resources for innovation, for engineering, for design development, for product development. So we are trying to help the startups and the youth, the brilliant people amongst us who are whether in the academia or on the product development side, to come together to take the Indian manufacturing forward. So this scheme is endorsing that you combine that your the creation, your development into the mass manufacturing where we already have established players. So they need to get together to get benefit out of this scheme. Under the PLI for drone, the local value addition. So let's suppose the total value is 100 rupees, of which 60 rupees is imported and 40 rupees is a local value addition. So on that 40 rupees, which is being done in India, there will be 20% of that. That's 8% will be the incentive payout. So as on today, the turnover of the industry, drone industry, is lower than the 120 crores, which is going to be the payout. So the payout is more than the size of the industry. And it is at nascent stage, it's upcoming. So that is for 3 years. When we were looking at this scheme, we looked for the entire Indian auto industry. We did not look at EVs alone. So I can give you what we looked at the entire Indian auto industry. So we are thinking that approximately 45,000. So approximately 45,000 crores of investment should come in 5 years. And we should have incremental production on this account going to the tune of rupees 2,31,500 crores, generating additional jobs to the tune of 7.6 lakhs. So this is the outcome we are expecting as a result of this payout from the entire Indian auto industry.